be mad at me if you want to, but they had to shake everybody up because guess what? The, so-called 80s babies, 90s babies, 90s kids, 80s kids, whatever the situation is, they had to wake us up. And my thing about it that kills me about people who claim that millennials don't know anything, my thing about it is when Rodney King died in 1992 and everybody was blowing stuff up and acting silly and setting stuff on fire, how come nobody put to work what they kept preaching on us that we need to do? How come that is? But you see, it's funny because everybody wants to sit there and tell us that millennials don't do anything, but it was the same generation that was saying the same thing about 30 years ago, right? 28 years ago, all these years ago. But you want to give us grief because we don't know what we're doing. You guys didn't even know what you were doing in the first place anyway, so before y'all give us grief about what millennials do, be honest about the foolishness that y'all caused when y'all was kids and stop trying to act like you know everything. Tired of that. Almost every other generation talking about the millennials. And y'all didn't do no better when y'all was kids either. If that was the case, how come you guys are doing what you're doing now, wearing blonde wigs, talking with an accent, trying to act like you're something when you're not? How about that? At least we have a real change. Juneteenth is an actual holiday. Shoot. The Crown Act is an actual act that protects women of color or anybody that's a minority that has texture like mine. What did y'all do? Other than make music, what did y'all do? What did you guys do? Because everybody's always coming after the millennials, but guess what? It's us that's getting just like you guys. Just like you guys. Back then, it's us now. I'm just tired of everybody always got all these things to say. Always being so stereotypical and always being so vulturous all the time towards us and minorities and anybody period that works hard, and the rest of y'all just sit there and mooch off of people. Y'all don't sit there and just do nothing but get married to people that have money and use them for pure filth and then want to yell at us just because we decided to make a difference in our life. It's nobody's fault that you guys were raised to just sing and do whatever you wanted to do. If that's what you wanted to do, is just sit there and sing because your mom told you to do something, then do what your mother told you to do. But stop giving us grief just because we decided that we actually wanted to put knowledge as power. We actually wanted to go to school. We actually wanted to do something other than sitting there stripping to get money, to get all these nice houses, just because you call yourself artists. Always putting somebody down all the time, always looking down your nose. Big deal. Yes, that's great that she has the diamond. That's great that she's doing stuff for Tiffany. That is awesome. That Beyonce is doing awesome stuff. That is wonderful. She has every right to do wonderful stuff. But I'm tired of everybody looking to her like she has the answer for everything. She's trying to figure it out just like we are. Shoot, how you think she feels? She got 3 children and she has to sit there and raise them in this crazy country, and y'all keep yelling at her just because she can't say the nicest thing in another song. Leave her alone. Tired of that. I mean, shoot, you should be getting tired of having to have your mother have to back you up every time because people don't know how to stop being ignorant. You know that people have been hating light-skinned and dark-skinned people for years, but you guys keep putting Beyonce like she's just this person, like this is her fault. She didn't do anything about this. This is not even her fight. This is not even her fight. This stuff was happening way before she was even famous. People were being mean to people way before she was even famous. So stop making her feel like she's got to answer to everybody else. She's in her 40s. Let her do her thing. Leave her alone. Shoot, same thing with Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton has made a lot of sacrifices. Yes, I hear a lot of people saying all sorts of things. Yes, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Toni Braxton this, Toni Braxton that, Toni. Listen, what we're not going to sit here and do is make fun of somebody who used to be a former PK. Believe it or not, so is Babyface. Shoot, Babyface went to Grace Apostolic in Indianapolis. Everybody knows Babyface in Indianapolis because that's where he's from. Everybody knows the Jacksons because they're from Gary. Everybody got all these things to say about all these people. These folks are from the Midwest. Now, Tony's from Maryland, so that's a different story. But I'm just saying, y'all disrespect the wrong group of people, but y'all don't disrespect the folks that are being held against. I'm tired of people sitting there talking about Tony like she's nothing. She sacrificed a lot. You try growing up in the same time period as her and Whitney Houston. You try it. You try it. I want to see you try it. You try growing up in an era like that where people hate you for the color of your skin. They didn't have the products that they have now. So you making fun of them. They had to sit there and do everything. That's the reason why they are the way they are. You make fun of them people all the time and judge them. My sinuses. And judge them. Make fun of these people and judge them and make them feel like they're nothing. And you don't even know the half of what they go through. You don't know what it feels like to be a woman, be a woman her size, having to defend for herself. You don't know what it feels like to sit there and go through lupus. You don't know what it feels like to have an autistic child. You don't know what it feels like to be married to somebody and find out it's a lie. You don't know what it feels like to be that woman. You don't know what she goes through. So stop always putting your name on Mrs. Braxton's mouth, and she's labored. She's in her 50s. She has her right to do whatever and date whoever and screw whoever. If she wants to be who she wants to be, she's got that right. She's paved the way. Whitney's paved the way. All these awesome people have paved the way. They don't need to answer to miserable people who can't even pay their money or their check. And I'm sick and tired of seeing people every single time you turn around, they always bashing other black women. Stop the foolishness. It's 2021. Either get you a job or find something. On another episode of SMS News Channel.